Look, I felt for a while that I was being hypocritical, sort of not practicing what I'm preaching. And, this has been in the making, to your point, far before COVID and unrelated to COVID, frankly. I just felt that we are becoming, and I think I wrote a piece on this on LinkedIn about hoteliers being lemmings, those animals that will copy each other, and literally one will jump off a cliff and the rest will literally follow him or her to their death. And I worried that we as an industry have become somewhat lemmings, and we really needed to think about it differently. Now, look, we talk a lot here in our shop about the idea that we're not inventing a flying car. The hotel industry is pretty the same at the end of the day from the beginning of time. You show up, I give you shelter, I make you feel warm, it's comfortable. Sure, hopefully it's inspirational and aspirational and all those things. But at the end of the day, it became sort of a rat race and we really lost our ways. So I wanted to go out and have the time to think about how can this be done better, differently. And again, not inventing a flying car, but I just felt that there was a better way to design a car. And maybe the engine is hybrid, and maybe it's electric, and maybe it's a pickup truck, and maybe it's a race car. It doesn't matter. There was just a different way to do it, a better way to do it. And the idea was, back to authenticity for a minute, the idea was to think about a niche in the market that may be missing. Because ultimately, look, I tell people this all the time. I want to make money. I'm in the business to make money. I love what I do. So this is not work for me, but I want to make money. However, if making money means crushing everyone along the way, I'm not interested in making money. So again, another buzzword that's sort of circulating now is the idea of conscious capitalism. I'm taking that to heart and saying, how can we do work that allows everyone to thrive? And this idea of people first that I've been preaching for, like you said, 5 years at least, since the beginning of my career, but I've been vocal about it in the last 5 years. How do I practice what I preach and really make it about people? And when we talk about people, again, often our industry thinks guests. Well, employees are people too. Vendors are people. The city official you're talking to is people. So you really have to take the idea of being kind beyond the four walls of your hotel and push it out into the community that you're in, that you're a big part of. So, during COVID, we talk a lot about, we had to make a lot of hard decisions, right, to our employees largely. But we also had to make hard decisions towards our vendors. Why are we not treating them with the same respect and dignity that we're treating our employees? Why are we ignoring their calls and not taking them? So we sent them the letter that said, listen, we're really sorry. We're in this together. We're not blowing you off. We want to pay you. We just can't right now. And people call, and often you wouldn't take their call and you'd point them to the letter. But I called BS on that. And I said, I'm going to take your call. And I end up talking to someone who's a fish provider to us in a town, who literally is a tiny little business. And we owed him, I don't know, $2,000, but that $2,000 changed his life versus owing some big corporation $200,000, which is a drop in the bucket. And we decided actively to say, this is a human who's suffering, and we can make a difference and pay him that bill that matters a lot to him. So we sort of throw these blanket statements and we hide behind what's happening because we've lost our humanity and we're not looking at them as individuals. We bucket them all as vendors. Well, they're not all vendors, they're all different. So I felt that I was not practicing what I preach, and I really wanted to have the space to think about how can we bring, and I hate using this word, it's such a big word, humanity, bringing humanity back into hospitality. So I won't use humanity, use the word humanness back into hospitality. Now, COVID has informed a lot of what we do, like I said, and accelerated. So people talk about technology. I want to use technology to remove the friction, not remove the humans. Meaning, I don't want you being checked in by robots, but if I used to have 3 people at the front desk to check you in, and now I can get away with having 1 because I do a lot of this stuff remotely or using an app or whatever, I want to have that 1 be the best one you can have, who can engage with you and be there for you and really make you feel warm and welcome, not check in on your phone on the plane, land, not see a human, walk into the room, and never interact with a human. So I'm trying to think about how technology can remove friction to allow us to focus more on those interactions and human experiences rather than, let's cut costs, great, we can replace it with a machine to check people in. Do it with the intent of utilizing humans better. Because the whole front desk thing, the transactional nature of it, why am I taking your credit card and swiping it? That seems so 1995, right? Instead, I should be spending 5 minutes with you, talking to you about the town and where I like to eat, and becoming more concierges and friends than being checking in, give me your credit card, sign this piece of paper, and tell you all the rules and regulations. So we spent a lot of time thinking about that. And as you know, the cycle, unfortunately, for better or for worse, is going to provide a lot of opportunity to get into real estate for the right prices in the right markets, and try to sort of do this proof of concept about a place that can actually provide you the service that you want: an exceedingly comfortable bed, a reliable shower, reliable internet, security, safety, all that stuff, but provide it within the context of, again, the warmth of the cocoon that you're used to at home.